Yeah, but
Is
then,
it
like
fine?
bring it really close to your mouth. That's what, yeah, and it's gonna fall
Could you imagine if it fell?
during the podcast. Yeah,
That would
we
be
just
loud.
laugh and be like, "Hold on, folks."
Be like,
It fell. Ew.
Hi everyone,
Hello,
welcome back to the
hello.
podcast. Double distraction gals coming at you. Shannon, Ceara, how are you guys feeling today? We're feeling
Good. I was answering for them.
great.
I was answering for them.
Amazing,
Impeccable.
fabulous.
Okay.
You probably couldn't hear any of that.
I was
It's
like,
fine.
I don't know if they can hear that.
Anyway, hi guys. What episode is this? Episode 8?
This 7.
Oh, episode 7.
And this one is about personality tests, which again, we know that I like. Anytime I get to figure out what people are about, I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Astrology, Enneagrams, Myers-Briggs, all of the tests, I'm here for it.
All of them.
Yeah.
You're more passionate about it than I am. I find them interesting. I'm not saying I don't find them interesting, but I'm not like, oh fuck, I need to do my Enneagram test again.
Yeah.
After like a month.
Yeah,
You do
I would
that.
take the Myers-Briggs test probably once a month.
Yeah. See, not me.
But that's just because I like it. But I think the reason that I'm so into it, I'm not into astrology. That was a joke. But I do read it.
I'm into astrology more than you are,
Because it's...
and I think it's
It's
funny. I
phony.
just like the memes,
Yeah, I think it's fun, like the posts and stuff, but there's no...
and they always come for me. They're like,
Yeah.
Virgo, piece of shit.
Yeah, I came for you when you told me. I was like, Virgos and Tauruses,
We
hate
plan
'em.
well, but do we?
Oh, no. Yeah, so today we're talking about personality tests, specifically the Myers-Briggs and the Enneagram one. The Enneagram one was just brought to my attention probably 3 months ago by my sister because she told me, like she sent me the link and I was like, ooh, what's this?
Mhm.
And apparently this is an exam that employers use to delegate tasks to their workers.
Yeah, I took these tests when I was in RA. I
Oh,
did that
I didn't
with
know
my
that.
staffs. Yeah, I kind of forgot until the second. But we definitely took them. Or maybe not the Enneagram specifically, but we took the one with like the colors. If like you're orange or gold or blue.
I
You
don't
know
even
that test?
know what that is. No.
There's another personality test that gives you like a color. And like it's like a personality based on that color. I
Oh,
forget.
that's cool.
Anyway, we took something like that when I was in RA, and basically my boss was like, yeah, and now this will help us understand who's better at what things and we can all work as a team. And like it never
Which is
came.
code for we know what not to give you because you're not going to do it. Not
Yeah.
you, just people in general.
Yeah, but then we ended up doing nothing with it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It's not like we fucking do
Yeah, because
anything.
it's not I could see in a company if they did that, they would actually use it because you need to get stuff done. But you're an RA, you just do the
Corporate
thing.
America, I feel like would not use it. It would have
They
to be
do.
like
No, they do.
really?
Yeah.
Like men in suits are
Oh,
up
you
there
mean
like
but that's like up,
I mean, like
up corporate.
America. Like, I don't think they fucking use that.
If you're white, you
It's
win.
like the
That's
artsy
how it goes.
company. It's like the artsy companies. That's like an ad agency. Hands down would use this shit.
Correct.
So it's like
And that's why
those
I
kind
want
of
to work
people.
there,
Yeah.
in advertising. But yeah, so I want to start with the Myers-Briggs just because I'm way more familiar with that one, and plus it's more. What are you doing? Are you opening a beverage? What are you?
I'm opening my water
Oh.
because I'm thirsty.
I thought you had a can and we're gonna like crack it. I was like
Oh,
ASMR.
absolutely
Open
not.
it. No, open it into the mic.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah, so we're gonna start with the Myers-Briggs, and we actually took it pretty recently, but Shannon's like, oh, I remember mine. I'm like, we're gonna take it again.
Yeah, and I was like, it's not, and I was like, it has not changed. I
was like,
guarantee.
Yeah, but let's just make sure.
Let's just be ultra super sure.
Yeah, so you wanna do the breakdown?
Me?
Yeah.
Of like my own things?
The only reason I said that is because for the Myers-Briggs, we have the same
I'm
one.
confusing the tests. I was thinking of the Enneagram one. Okay, yes.
The Myers-Briggs, we actually got
we're
the same one.
person. We're both protagonist personality, ENFJ,
Mm-hmm.
but the only difference between us is that she is an A, ENFJ A, and I'm ENFJ T,
Mm-hmm.
which is
like
just assertive or turbulent, which she'll explain in a second. But, or do you want to talk about that first?
No, I want to know your percentages because I got mine pulled up. What did you get for like?
Well, okay, so for the first little thing, I'm in E, so extroverted. I was like 60% to 40%.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like kind of, I don't know. I don't think it's like drastically like, oh fuck, she's like extroverted.
Yeah, you're like almost in the middle.
Because I can be super introverted. It just depends on my surrounding area. Anyway, so 60% extroverted, 40% introverted, 71% intuitive, and 29% observant.
Mm-hmm.
12% thinking, 88% feeling, which is like my highest. No, it's my second highest like percentage of something, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because hello. 65% judging and 35% prospecting. Is that how you pronounce prospecting? I don't even really. Anyway, judging, which also kind of true, but I feel bad about it. And then literally 11% assertive and 89% turbulent, that's my highest like percentage.
I'm looking at my stat now, and I could have sworn mine was different for the assertive one, but my breakdown is I'm 74% extroverted. I'm not gonna read the other one. For intuitive, if you don't know the letters, so there's 4, and we are the 4 letters that you have. There's an opposite, but the letters that you can be for the first one are E or I. Second one N or what's
I
the
or
second
O?
one? S. N or S.
What?
F or T, and then J or ENT P. See, I always get so confused. So the last one is it gets so confusing.
It is confusing, but it's
like
fine
because I feel like it's pretty accurate.
But
so yeah,
my thing, I like this website that you take the test on because it gives you like a super breakdown. Like it gives you pages on pages of like what it means and who you are and all that stuff. Not necessarily accurate, or you might not agree with every single little thing. Yeah. But I just appreciate that they give you a lot of information. It's not just like, this is you, bye.
Yeah.
You know?
Hold on, let me finish my stats. I forgot I did it. So again, sorry, 74% extroverted, 58% intuitive, 74% feeling, 92% judging. That's a high percentage. Wow.
That's a high.
It's because I judge before I do things. And then 57% assertive, which is lower than I thought it would be.
It's kind of low.
It's kind of low,
You're
but that's
kind of
good.
in between.
That's good. Excellent. But yeah, now I'm going to read you guys the breakdown of the difference, because at the top of the page, it was like, what's the difference between an ENFJA and an ENFJT? So I'm going to read this.
Which I'm curious about.
Yeah. So it says assertive protagonists, which would be me. Oh, the name of our specific letter grouping, ENFJ, is protagonist, as Shannon said already. So it says the assertive protagonists are more confident, allowing them to move boldly and independently, while turbulent protagonists can be more sensitive to the problems of others. Turbulent protagonists are more likely than assertive protagonists to be self-conscious.
Also agree.
Am I not self-conscious? I don't know. Assertive protagonists are more comfortable dealing with emotion and stress, while turbulent protagonists are less so. However, this can help turbulent protagonists empathize more deeply with others who are having trouble dealing with similar things. I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah. There's just a lot of feeling going on. There's a lot of like emotion with the turbulent people.
Yeah.
And I feel that because I'm very emotional, if you guys remember from our last episode or any episode that we've ever done. I agree with that for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to let you read the breakdown of all the other stuff.
Okay, yeah, because we're the same person, so it's fine. Well, so like I said, they give you so much information. I'm not going to obviously read all of it, but I just find it interesting. And if you're a protagonist too, shout out to you. Hi. If you're not a protagonist and if you decide to take the test, it's 16personalities.com. And if you want to take it and then let us know what your personality is, I would be super interested in that.
It takes a little while, probably like 10 minutes to take.
For Ceara, it took longer than it took for me.
You don't have to throw me out like that. It's because I have to think about it. You're like, no, just answer.
But thinking about it more
biases
not for
the
answers.
No, because I am more honest if I think about it. I'm not going to lie and be like, no, I do this. No, if I think about it, I'm like, no, I can think of.
But a lot of people do. That's why they say it biases answers if you think about it too much. If you think about something for more than 5 minutes, your answer is biased. I'm not thinking 5
minutes per question.
I'm just saying that's the stat, I think. I don't know. Anyway, but if you guys want to take the test, that would be really cool. This is my favorite one to take, to be honest with you. And I really just like the website. It looks so pretty. Anyway, sorry. So just a little overview about protagonists. So according to them, obviously, protagonists are natural born leaders. They're full of passion and charisma. We form 2% of the population. Often we're like politicians or coaches or teachachers. People who kind of... Oh my God,
that's so us. People you would be a teacher. I would definitely be a politician.
I was going to be a teacher. That's what I started college as. That was my major.
Wow.
We kind of bring people together, inspire others to achieve things and to do good in the world. Naturally confident, with a natural confidence that begets influence. Protagonists take a great deal of pride and joy in guiding others to work together and improve themselves and their community. I agree with that because I like bringing people together and I like kind of helping others. Like I would rather help other people than like worry about myself, which is not always good, but that I tend to do that a lot where I care more about the people around me.
I would say that I'm like that now, but remember from callback to episode, I don't remember which one, but the one I talked about, I think it was the college episode, so episode 2, where I talked about how Irma made me realize, like Hurricane Irma made me realize that being a lone wolf isn't what I want to do and it's not as fulfilling. Yeah. So I used to be an ENTJ, which is the commander. And that one needs to be like, I'm pretty sure like the main thing, they're like, they don't take any BS. They are very hardcore. They're very logical, which is still true of me. But now I'm like softer. And I really like this ENFJ description because it's like they're natural leaders. However, they lead because they want to help, not because they're looking for power, which is what my ENTJ was before. And for sure, I would say that was true of me prior to my life change.
They have more like an introduction into it, but that's kind of, I feel, the gist of the personality, so I won't kind of drown on about that. I do want to talk about the strengths and weaknesses,
which because
I think this will be fun. I don't know, because we'll see if we actually agree with what they say, you know? So protagonist strengths, just quick rattle off, tolerant, reliable, charismatic, altruistic, and natural leaders, so tolerant, protagonists, they're true team players and recognize that means like listening to others' opinions, even if they contradict their own. This one I have a problem with.
Which one?
Tolerant.
Tolerant?
Because yes, I agree. I like working in teams to a point. I hate group projects. I dislike them because a lot of times. Even now,
after everything we've been through?
I don't like them.
Wow, I would say I shifted.
Okay, I dislike large group projects. If it's like a small amount of people, like a few people, I'm fine with it. Yeah. But large group, can't hang.
That was me before when I was ENTJ. I was like, I would rather lead the pack or not be part of it at all. But now I'm okay being a bystander, being the leader. I don't care. I like group projects now.
I feel like I don't actively like, okay, bitches, I'm the leader. Like I don't throw myself into a leadership position, but when I'm in a group and I see that stuff isn't happening, I'm like, okay, we got to get this shit together. Yeah. And like I end up trying to do it the best that I can, but I'm not like, I want to be the leader. That's not ever my first choice.
I would say that's a different perspective than I approach the word tolerant. I would say that I'm tolerant in the sense that I've always believed that everybody should get a chance to voice their opinions. Whether or not I agree or disagree, I don't care. I would like to hear what you have to say. Yeah. And I think I will not move on, especially when I do group work. I ask everybody, including the loudest person, the quietest person. I do that too. That's what I think of when they say tolerant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is a part of it, like they mentioned. Yeah. But I also feel that I'm that way. I'm better at it in a group peer setting than I am in my personal life. Like, I still want to hear everybody's opinions, but if it's about something that I'm really passionate about and they disagree with me, like if it's somebody that I care about and they disagree with me, I'm like, wait, what? Like, why don't you think the way that I do? We need to think the same.
Yeah.
I really don't have a reason of why I do that, but it has gotten me into a lot of arguments. I'm trying to change it, but anyway, not to take forever. Reliable.
I would say, yeah, we're both pretty reliable.
I'd like to think that I am.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like that's something that a peer would have to tell you, like.
I mean, but because like I show up to class, if it starts at 10 a.m., I'm there at 9 a.m.
Yeah. I am not
and
that
if they
way,
ask,
but
my biggest...
I don't show up an hour early.
You're there at 9:59. You're like, I'm here.
I'm like, hi, guys.
No, I remember one of the things that I kind of want... I'm not going to get a tattoo. I wanted to, but I've always wanted to tattoo under promise, over deliver on my body because I live by that. I need to start doing that. I'm the kind of person where I'm like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And people are like, no, that's okay. And then I show up, I'm like, bam, here it is. And then some. And they're like, how did you do that? I'm like, because I care.
I need to start doing that.
That's my favorite thing to do with people, especially like in work. And it's gotten me a lot of people trust me more because they're like, Sierra's got it. And I'm like, I hope I do.
Yeah. Charismatic. I think you are definitely charismatic. 110%. Like everyone that meets you likes you, and you make an effort to like.
Wow, that took a turn I wasn't ready for. Thank you.
Literally everyone, all the people that were in our classes, you have a relationship with every single person, and you work for those relationships. But it helps that like your personality is just likable,
Oh, thank you. Also, I'm somebody who is I have a lot of questions. I think if I had to describe myself as a person, I'm an interviewer, and it's just so happens that people also want to hear my side. So it's not just like I'm the Jimmy Fallon and people only care about the guests.
And you also mold to the situation. So like what they say here is instinctually know how to capture an audience, pick up on mood and motivation in ways that allow them to communicate with reason, emotion, passion, restraint.
Wow.
Whatever the situation calls for. And I think you definitely do that. Like we mentioned in a previous episode, like you're kind of a chameleon, but not in a fake way. You just kind of, again, feel the room. What's going on?
Yeah. I would also say you're charismatic, by the way. You're very, like we talked about this episode 2 in the college one where you were like, I'm an RA and you like to do all the fun games that bring people together. And I think that it wouldn't work if you didn't actually believe in it, because it's very easy to be like, all right, give us your name, your major, blah, blah, blah. And then everybody disperses, but they want to stay because you've actually built the connection and made people want to communicate.
Ooh, they want to stay. There were plenty of meetings and nobody showed up to. So
I was at some meetings. I didn't even live there.
But that's a typical college move. I used to not show up to my RA shit. So I'm not even mad about it.
I was always the first one there.
Altruistic, uniting these qualities in protagonists' unyielding desire to do good in and for their communities, be it in their own home or the global stage. Warm and selfless protagonists genuinely believe that if they can just bring people together, they can do a world of good. I like this.
Yeah, I would say that's very true of you. I wouldn't say that for myself. I mean, I've only discovered this recently. But I feel like you've always been like that. No, the definition of altruistic is selfless, and meaning you make sure that other people's needs are met before yours. You're very much altruistic.
Majority of my personality then, if we're going by that.
Yeah.
I also like it because it's like you doing good for the world and stuff like that. And I think that's something that I really care about and value.
Which I've only just started to care about.
My life habits, I'm trying to change them and alter them to reflect what I believe in and like what I want to do. So
what are those changes?
I became vegetarian, eventually hope to be vegan, but right now vegetarian just works for me the best. I am not buying any more clothes, which is kind of sounds weird, but I just don't want to buy from fast fashion anymore. And I want to keep the clothes that I have until they fall apart and I can't fix them anymore. I don't know, just making better choices. Voting with my money is something I really care about too, because, classic economics, supply and demand, like if people are buying shit, they're going to keep making it. Yeah. So I want to put my money in things that I actually
I think
agree with.
That's so weird. We talked about this like on a smaller scale, like something that I firmly believe in and you just happen to believe it too is I've never thought about that phrase that you said. What did you say? Voting with your money?
With your money.
we don't support Chris Brown. I don't have any
I don't support Chris Brown.
What?
I no longer listen to Michael Jackson. I'm sorry.
Whoa, okay.
I don't listen to
R. Kelly. Listen, I'm black. We can't not step in the name of love is a good song.
Who is the other person that's like shitty and I don't listen to anymore?
I don't know. But
Ex Tentacion.
Oh no, I never listened to him.
Asshole that people are obsessed with.
Yeah, didn't he punch his pregnant wife or
he's
girlfriend
a
in the stomach?
fucking abuser.
Yeah,
like,
so is Chris Brown. And I've met so many people who are like, I know people who have gone through domestic abuse and they're like, I love Chris Brown, and they buy his stuff. I'm like, you understand you're perpetuating his behavior?
Absolutely not.
Whatever.
I mean, could never imagine. I mean, okay, listen, no bad on other people. Yeah. I am not the type to push my beliefs on others. It's just not what I choose to do. If you want to do it, all power to you. Yeah. Again, I'm just voting with my money and my actions and what I want to see happen.
Yeah, and investing your own time into.
Yeah, like what, I'm going to listen to Chris Brown just because everybody is like, but also, it was so long ago. Yeah. Why are you like okay, it was long ago, but it happened. By the way.
And also, she's still a living individual.
She's still here. She's still around. Have you seen her? Have you seen her with somebody new? Has she been dating somebody else?
Yeah, she's been dating that prince for like 5 years.
Oh, really?
He's like some Saudi Arabian prince.
I don't keep up with her thing.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with her stuff, but like I remember for the longest time I was like, she, in my mind anyway, being someone who's experienced abuse, it's like I guarantee she's gonna take a real long time to be with somebody. Anyway, sorry. We got a little sidetracked.
The last one for strengths is natural leaders, which
Seeking
a long
authority.
time.
Again, natural leader, I think, is a good strength just because, like I said, if I see things going wrong, I'm definitely the type to step up and try to fix it. But I don't think I'm ever the one to be like, I want to be the leader. Like if somebody's like, hey, we have a group project, I'm not the first one to say, okay, it's my group, everybody, I'm going to split you up and do this and that and the other thing. I'll do it if I have to, but I don't throw myself into it. The only time I've actually done that and like pushed myself for a role is advertising club in undergrad, because I was director of graphic design. I went on to vice president and then president eventually. A lot of mistakes were made, but I'm not even going to talk about that. But my point is that was the one time that I was like, okay, and I tried to put myself in a leadership role. But just on a daily basis, I'm not like, make me the leader. Yeah. I need to do it. Like, it's fine. I will work in a team and I'll be okay.
Yeah. Speaking of leadership, what you just said just reminded me. I like leaders who build teams that are reliable. I've realized that that's another part of being a leader that you have to be good at. It's not just like taking a team of people and be like, all right, guys, we can do it. You also need to be like, all right, Susie, you're not good at this, but you're good at this. So I'm switching you. And I don't want to hear anything about it because this is something you would prefer to do anyway.
Right. But you need to do that in a way that doesn't like offend not rude. People. Yeah. That's definitely a part of being a leader.
That's something that I've discovered I really like. And that's why the end of our capstone class was so fun for me, because I was like, I heard everybody after all the yelling and stuff, and like when the smoke parted, I was like, well, you like to do this, so why didn't you volunteer to do that? Me, I like to do research, so I volunteered to do research. I'm like, not a lot of people have the inside of them to be like, oh, I like that, let me do it. So instead I was like, don't you like this? They're like, yeah. I'm like, do you want to do it? They're like, oh yeah. So, I mean, that's the part of leadership that I've learned to like. But natural leadership is not always great, because sometimes you get put in charge of a team and you're like, are you kidding?
You're like, really?
None of you idiots know how to get this done. Why are you putting this on me? I got other things to do.
There are negatives to being the leader. Trust and believe. Okay, let's move on to weaknesses, because there are no strengths apparently. Weaknesses. So just quickly, overly idealistic, too selfish, too sensitive.
Too selfless.
Too sensitive. Fluctuating self-esteem, struggle to make tough decisions.
I disagree with all of them for me, except for the first one.
Agree.
I don't feel like I have any of these as weaknesses.
I agree with all of them.
Correct. I would as well for you.
All of them, except struggling to make tough decisions, less so. Just because I don't struggle with it. I just think about it for a long time and then I do it. It's not like a struggle of like, oh, fuck, I don't know what to do. Oh, my God. No, I'm just like, what are the benefits of doing this? What are the negatives of doing it? What are the you know what I'm saying? So it's not so much a struggle, but some things are hard.
Overly idealistic, I would say you have way more inside of you. But of the weaknesses, I would say this one I identify with just because sometimes instead of under promising and over delivering for myself, I over promise and still over deliver. And it can be very tasking on my heart and my mind. And it takes a lot out of me.
I am over idealistic because I have a ideal and an image for everything in my head before I do it or before it happens. And then it never, I cannot think of one instance that something has gone the way that I wanted it to or the way that I thought it would, which is not surprising, I'm sure, to any of you. But
such is life.
Such is life. But I just have... I find it so hard to even stop myself. Like, I think of something and I'm like, okay, that's what I want it to be. That's how I want it to happen. Like, you know? And I am constantly disappointed all the time because of the fact that I'm over idealistic. I have really fucking high expectations of people and I should expect absolutely nothing from anybody.
And that's why I'm never disappointed because I expect nothing from people.
But it's so hard for me because I know that I would do the thing and I'm like, if I would do it, why the fuck can't you?
Yeah. My sister has the same problem.
I'm like, if I can do it and I can take the fucking time and I can have the urge to do it, it's like, I love you just as much as you love me, or I care about you just as much as you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But if
so
you're
that's
saying,
my struggle. My struggle is that if I can do it, why the fuck can't you do it?
I was just talking to my sister about this, like, because she is in a leadership position and she struggles with like addressing the team because like they will talk back to her and she's like, I did this to get to this position. Why are you talking back to me? It's not like I'm making up this punishment. You did something that required the punishment and now here it goes. And they're like, how come you don't have to do it? She's like, I already did it. I shouldn't have to do it. I've got here. I took my licks when I was disrespectful and now I'm a leader. What now? But I think she also addresses love that way. And I'm like, I don't know. That's why I don't know.
Me
that's
too.
Interesting.
I don't know.
You're
that's
like,
a whole
if I
other...
do this, how come? I don't know.
Too selfless, definitely. Like I mentioned before, I feel like I care way too much about other people.
Way too much.
But I can't stop myself. Like, I can't stop myself. Like, I literally, the first thing I think about is other people. I'm just like, what can I do to make this person happy? Anyway, fluctuating self-esteem, absolutely. Right now I'm on the low end, but sometimes I'm really high. Like when not that you guys know what I look like necessarily, but I chopped my hair off. I used to have really long hair. I chopped it off over Thanksgiving break. As soon as I got it chopped off and the few days after, I felt super confident. I was like, I'm a bad bitch. Like, look at me over here. I still really like the haircut. But that's just an example of I was really high self-esteem. I was like, look at me. I'm awesome. And right now, not so high, not so hot. And then struggle to make tough decisions, I already talked about. But yeah, so those are strengths and weaknesses. I feel like
I disagree with my weaknesses. I want better ones.
What weaknesses do you want?
I think my weakness is that I still struggle with being that tough person that I was in the past and being kinder to myself and other people now. I think
you have a struggle of the mind. You fight yourself.
No, it's a struggle. I would say actually it's a struggle between giving either my heart or my head
precedence.
Like the lead for whatever I'm doing.
I mean, one doesn't need to win
but
over the other.
Exactly. Why do I feel like I'm like, oh, I got to pick one, but why can't I do both? I don't know. I'm working on it.
I got it. All right.
What's next? Romantic relationships?
Quickly, yeah. I want to talk about this because I'm a hopeless romantic and I want to know how protagonists apparently deal with which one?
I'm a slow walker, but I never walk back. That's very me.
Powerful. I like that too, although I can't agree. I've definitely walked back before.
Oh no, once I'm gone, I'm gone.
I mean, I've learned that now, but when I was younger, I definitely went back and back and back and back. Anyway, I just want to quickly go through this. People who share the protagonist personality feel most at home when they are in a relationship, and few types are more eager to establish a loving commitment with their chosen partners. We take dating and relationships really seriously, selecting our person always with the view that they're like towards the long haul, whether that's marriage for some people or just a committed relationship. Rather than casual approach, they might expect explorer role group. Okay, well, they referred to a different group and they don't explain that, so I don't know why they would even include that sentence.
Well,
but
because the way you do research.
I agree with this because I don't know about Ceara, but for me, this is how I've been my whole fucking life. So eager for love. So like looking for the person, looking for my one, looking for whatever, literally since I was 12, since I was 11 even. Not that the distinction matters, but I agree with this a lot. And I definitely am not a hoe. Not in a derogatory way. I just mean like I can't hoe around. Like I can't talk to multiple people at the same time. I can't like be going dates with 10 people at the same time. Like that's just not my personality. I've tried it. Okay, when I was single, like I've tried it. I did the dating app thing, which we'll talk about in an episode, but it's just not for me. I don't know. I didn't like it. So I don't really agree with that part of this.
I would say I agree with the part about selecting partner for the long haul, partners for the long haul, because you know that I think about everything 20 years in advance.
Yeah, me too.
So I would never settle down with somebody. And that's another thing I think about a lot is I don't know if I'll ever meet a person who I'm going to bring home to my family. If you are not like somebody who is easily, has variety in their life, I can't bring you to my family because I don't know what to expect. So I would never bring somebody and be like, all right, just make sure you say this and not this. I don't want to have to guide you. If you don't mesh with me, you're not going to mesh with my family. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the times when I make a decision for love, I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking about my family because I think that a relationship is nothing if it's just you and the person. It should be you and your lives coming together.
Right.
And my family is my life. So I'm like, if they don't like you, sorry, you got to go.
I care about that too, but I do it in a different way. I bring a lot of people home.
You've brought more people home?
Yes.
Oh, but that's because you have
serious
real,
relationship
like, deep
I've been
relationships. Yeah, because you're a serial monogamous.
I am. But the reason I bring people home is because I care about my family's opinion. And I cannot fully commit to somebody until I know that my family likes them or that they mesh well or whatever. Like, if I bring you home, it's because I think this could be the real deal and I need my family to meet you so that I can verify. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So where you would like not even bring somebody home unless they're like the perfect thing, I have to bring mine home. It has to
not be a question like, you're coming home with me. Like,
and I wouldn't bring first of all, I wouldn't be in a long-term relationship with somebody that I didn't think my family would like. Mm-hmm. You know, because like you said, if you don't mesh with me, you're not going to mesh with my family. Yeah. So like I wouldn't even be with you for a long time anyway because we don't fucking go together.
Yeah.
So I do tend to bring people home. But I don't know. It's just because I care about my family's opinion. I want to know before I can like fully.
Yeah, that makes sense though, because you're very deeply, and you're Spanish, so it's like your family's always gonna be there, and especially like extended family, like you're gonna have a lot of people there, so they need to fit culturally as well. And that's another thing I think I'm gonna struggle with is because my family is culturally different. I don't know how that's going to go. I just have accepted that I move a mile a minute. And if you're not moving 2 miles a minute, you're not going to catch me. I've just accepted it.
So this sentence, I want to know if you feel the same way or not. But so protagonists don't need much to be happy. I don't necessarily agree with that. Just to know that their partner is happy and for their partner to express that happiness through visible affection. I 100% am this. Like, I need you. You guys know those videos on Instagram of like the high school kids that like take videos of them and their like significant others doing cute shit, and they're like, oh my god, like the cringiest,
and
like
shit,
the
and
cringiest high school fairy tale romance shit. That is me.
Oh my god.
Just imagine that. Oh, that's what Shannon wants. Like, that is who I am. So I definitely agree with this statement because I'm like, I want you to show your affection and your happiness to me all the time, visibly, in a way that I can understand. I want to be like drowned in your love constantly. I feel like you might be different than me in that sense.
I'm reading it. I agree with the visible affection, but again, the reason that I know I'm going to be single for a long time is because, to me, when I hear visible affection, I'm thinking like, I take you somewhere and you're having a good time because you want to. The affection to me comes from knowing that you're happy to do what I want to do because you like it, not because I'm like, well, I have to go to this business meeting and you have to come. Or like, you have to come meet my coworkers because you have to. I want to see someone put in the effort to become part of my life. And that's where the affection comes from to me. I don't need you to be like touchy-feely, which would be nice, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And I don't like the first part of that sentence. They don't need much to be happy.
Yeah, that's why I said like, I don't know
with that because I'm a very, very simple person, especially when it comes to relationships, but I need a lot to stay happy because if you
that's the distinction.
Fuck up, I'm gonna be mad.
That's the distinction. Like, I don't need a lot. I'm not super high maintenance.
Yeah.
But if you want to keep me
happy, you
gotta
put some work into it. Yeah. And I would say like I'm willing to put in a lot of work too. So I expect at least 40%.
Yep.
I would like a 60%, but if you can give me 40, I can work with that.
I always want equal.
You want like, no,
whatever.
I feel like you wanted to start at like 30 and then somehow you wanted to be at 70. I don't know how you got there. You're like, why is it not 70? I'm like, I don't know.
And then they also mention, even in the dating phase, people with the protagonist personality type are ready to show their commitment by taking the time and effort to establish themselves as dependable, trustworthy partners.
Oh, also,
I agree with this.
Yes, sorry. Flashback to what you said earlier about being a hoe. I would say that I am a hoe, not sexually, but emotionally and communication-wise. I like to talk to many, many, many people at a time, but that's just how I communicate in general. And I think I have a flirty personality anyway, so like...
you're charismatic.
Or am I a narcissist? I don't know. I feel like I would function better. Like, again, I also have experience with dating apps. I kind of like being able to talk to many people at once because then it keeps it fresh and it keeps me on my toes.
I used to like it for the attention because at the time I was using it, I was super low confidence. So like I would like the attention of it, and obviously I'm looking for love, and I'm like, who? Anyway, it just didn't work. You know, the multiple people at one time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much it for the romantic relationships. They say a lot more stuff, like I said, but again, I feel like that's kind of the crux of the situation. Do you have any other like comments you want to make about this? Maybe things you don't agree with? Or...
Hold on. It says that if they aren't careful enough, protagonists' quest for their partner's satisfaction can leave them neglecting their own needs. And it's important for them to remember to express those needs on occasion, especially early on. I agree with that for me, especially because when things are new, I tend to go all in.
Me.
And then it's like, oh, I need to pull it back. This is too much. Actually, yeah, you do that. You're like, you start off with like everything. Like, here's everything that you could possibly have. Like,
marry me tomorrow. Look how,
like
look how perfect
show.
I am.
Here's
look
what you
how
could
fucking
have.
perfect I am, and how much I give to you, and how much I care about you. Sign the contract, bitch, because that's
I feel like
me.
I do that too, where I'm like, I give all the best parts of me in the beginning, and I'm like, oh shoot, I need to reel it back.
Yeah, I am A negative to me is that I get really serious really fast because of the whole protagonist thing that we're looking for someone for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
And just like Ceara, I plan like 20 years in advance. So I'm like, okay, I love you now. So
we are having 3
we're
kids
together forever.
and you need
like,
to be committed.
This
and
needs to happen, whatever, right? So that gets me in a lot of trouble because I put so much effort and so much everything throughout the entire relationship. Like, I am 100% from the beginning.
Yeah, you are. And I'm like, girl, you need to dial it back.
I have a really hard time going through like the mundane relationship shit of like, oh, but we're just talking and for like 2 weeks or like 3 months, like it can't be serious yet because it's been 3 months. I'm like, really, bitch? Like, if I feel the way I feel, like,
yeah,
that's just how it is. Anyway, I'm trailing off.
No, but yeah, I agree with most of it. But I think I'm just different because of my reaction to relationships in general. Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to be normal when it comes to that stuff.
But let's talk about friendships now.
Oh, gosh. Yes.
Because the fact that we're both protagonists, I wonder if like how that affects like our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we just like butting?
I know. Like, no. I know what happens. I explained this to my mom about this is how all of my friendships, the ones that have remained, this is what happens. I give up things for the person and they give up things for me. So both of our needs are always met. And that's how all the close friendships have been, where it's like with my roommate, she doesn't like when I'm like loud. I don't like when she does like she has like what do you call those things? Incense. But she like we meet in the middle. I'm only loud when she's gone. She only burns incense when I'm gone. Look at that. No issues. Same thing with you. I don't like when people are not honest. So you always give me your all. You are the same. You don't like when people are liars. So I give you my all. And look at that. Needs are met. That's just how it is.
That's interesting.
And that's why I think relationships are hard, because you're supposed to give up some of yourself for the other person, but people don't want to think about it that way. They're like, no, I want to be myself and I shouldn't have to change. You do. You have to. That's the whole purpose of a relationship. It has to be. So I think
you can't
with friendships,
both be like 100% you.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Not in the bad sense. I just mean like it's always going to be a compromise.
Yeah, you have to make some changes.
And for me, it's usually I change a lot.
But that's because you want to. Not change a lot,
but like I care a lot about the other person and what they like and what they want to do and whatever.
Oh my God, are you seeing what this character on the screen with the eyebrows at the fire?
She looks like a villain.
That's my old character.
Maleficent.
No, that's the commander character.
Oh, really?
It is.
Ooh.
That used to be me.
She looks angry.
Oh, no. Sorry. They have like little characters to match your personality, and one of them looks like a witch.
Which apparently used to be Ceara.
Yep.
So when it comes to friendships, protagonists are anything but passive. While some personality types may accept the circumstantial highs and lows of friendship, their feelings waxing and waning with the times. Protagonists, I love their like imagery. They're whoever writes their things are so good. Anyway, protagonists will put active effort into maintaining these connections, viewing them as substantial and important, not something to let slip away through laziness or inattention.
This is so you, because you care so much about friendships. I said that with a lot of disdain because you could tell that I was like, you care about people. Yeah, you're very much. I need to see some like back and forth. They're like, if we're friends. Like, I want to hang out with you. Like, you come with like amenities. You're like, we can go to the beach. We can go get dinner. We can do whatever you want, but I want us to do it together to build relationship things. Because you like to have like, I feel like you, oh my God, that's so weird. You would want, if you could choose what you could get from a friend, be like, inside jokes, love it. Likes my family, great. My family likes them. You would check off all of the things. I'd be like, kind of shows up sometimes. It gives me equal amount of attention, but not too much, and likes the shit that I like. That's it. You'd be like, but I want them to like Disney songs. And if we're listening to Disney, I also want them to sing. If you're not singing, that's boring.
Oh my God. That makes me sound like so high maintenance.
No, but like you want a fun situation.
I just want somebody who meshes with me.
But you want it to be fun.
Oh, well, yeah, because I'm fun.
But because you don't like.
I'm just kidding. That was
no, you
so
are
narcissistic.
fun. You don't like when shit is boring. Which I internally also.
I like dynamic things. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
we could do the same thing every single day. Yeah, sure. I could sit at home and sit on my couch every single day. Fun.
Which I could do that.
It so quick. It's
Yeah, you
boring.
do.
It's
You're like,
old.
what about the beach? And I'm like, oh God.
Yes, because it's like something different, something new, you know?
Yeah.
I definitely need like variety.
Yes.
I need dynamic situations. Anyway.
But also, hold on. This sentence is very you in that green little section. This philosophy of genuine connection is core to the protagonist's personality. That's so you. You're like, is it... If it's not working, do we not connect? You're like, what are we missing?
Yeah.
You're always like, if there's not a spark, is it because we don't spark or is it because we didn't try? Mm-hmm. And you put a lot of attention into like that first, like, did we click? Oh my God, you'd be like the Princess Diaries. If I kiss him, is my foot gonna pop? If it doesn't pop, doesn't mean it's not magical.
Yeah, I don't know.
You want a proverbial foot pop in relationships.
Yeah. I agree with that too. I always question everything. I doubt every fucking thing. I'm like, this isn't working. So like, does that mean we aren't friends? Like, does that mean we're not good for each other? Like, all of those questions always go through my head, and it's really unhealthy and really bad. If you have tips, let me know. But I do that a lot. People with the protagonist personality type take genuine pleasure in getting to know other people and have no trouble talking with people of all types and modes of thought. I think this is very much you. Yeah. First of all, you love personality tests, so case closed. But
I like talking to people, never for the sake of friendship. I actually would prefer if we leave it at the talk and no friendship. But like, not be friends. But in my mind, everyone I meet is my friend. Like, from the first moment, I don't like to get to know them because I'm like, I know you're going to do something that I don't like, and then I'm going to have to leave. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to talking to people, I'll do that all day long. I don't care if you're 4 or 50. I make deep eye contact with animals. That's just how I am.
Another thing that's very you, and even in disagreement, other perspectives are fascinating to protagonists. Though, like most people, they connect best with individuals who share their principles and ideals. And types in I don't know how to read. Ooh. Diplomat and analyst role groups are best able to explore protagonists' viewpoints with them, which are simply too idealistic for most. Yeah, I only agree with that because you value the perspectives of other people, which we already talked about a little bit, but I just wanted to point that out, that's also something that's very you. And just to puff up our tail feathers, others truly value their protagonist friendships, appreciating the warmth, kindness, and sincere optimism and cheer they bring to the table.
Oh, you bring so much cheer.
So other people like us too.
If they better. They don't have a choice. I'll fight you.
They don't have a choice.
But that's all pretty much true. Mm-hmm.
Friendship-wise, I pretty much agree with everything that they're saying.
Is there anything else you wanted to address? Oh, no. Career paths.
Do you want to look at that?
Yes, I want to take a look real quick. Ooh. I always like to look at them and see if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Career paths. So when it comes to finding a career,
like a list. Oh, here it is.
I just want them to give me a bullet point list, but
I know they never do. It's like the third paragraph down.
When it comes to finding a career, people with the protagonist personality type cast their eyes towards anything that lets them do what they love most, helping other people.
Oh, correct.
Lucky for them, people like being helped and are even willing to pay for it, which means protagonists are rarely wanting for inspiration and opportunity in their search for meaningful work. I agree with this. I would still be a teacher right now if I could.
Here's the list.
Not that I can't, but
they have, so altruistic careers like social and religious work, teaching, counseling, and advising are all sorts of popular avenues for protagonists. They also are good at being natural HR administrators, event coordinators, which is stuff that I like to do. Politicians. I would never be a politician, but I would make a very good politician. Anything that helps the community or helps a community or organization to operate more smoothly. Oh, that's my favorite thing to do. I really think if I don't stay in advertising, I might dabble a little bit in HR because I feel like I would be really good at that. And then
I love HR, actually. I interned in a HR department for a summer, and I really liked it. It was fun.
I think that's pretty much it. It says this attitude alongside their social skills, emotional intelligence, and tendency to be that person who knows everybody can be adapted to quite a range of other careers as well. Yeah, stuff, same thing, careers. I could have sworn I saw it said like military lower down. Where is it?
I could never do that though.
No, I would not.
I understand like the whole helping people thing, but I'm not built for that. But yeah, do you want to look at what famous protagonists we know?
Sure. I never trust these. Funny. Where is that?
Actually, how do they know? Like, did they have celebrities
liars.
Take the test?
No, they're just like, based on what I know and what I've seen,
their personality makes me think that they're a protagonist.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barack Obama, number one.
I am a Barack Obama.
Oprah Winfrey.
My father calls me Oprah Winfrey every day.
John Cusack. Who the fuck is that?
I don't know him like that.
Ben Affleck.
Don't like him.
Did not like his Batman, but it's fine. Malala.
Love her.
Do you remember her?
Of
course you remember her.
Of course I do.
How could you not remember her? Sean Connery.
I hate this image that they are using for him. He's holding a gun and wearing a kilt.
And he looks old.
He is old.
I know, but like they just make him look obscenely old. Jennifer Lawrence.
Sure.
Maya Angelou.
Yes, love
Daenerys
her.
Targaryen. Go Game of Thrones, even though she's a fucking psycho.
Oh.
Morpheus from The Matrix. Okay, this is my favorite thing because Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice, my favorite movie on the planet, is a protagonist, and she's the main character.
Do you feel like you will identify with her? Is she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And Darcy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the rest of these people, I don't know. We can
the
skip
Oracle,
them.
Whatever. I don't care about these people.
But yeah.
So yeah, those are some famous people.
Us for the Myers-Briggs. You want to jump over to
absolutely
Enneagram?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
this
like
is
I
the
said,
one that you really like.
This one I really like because it is very deep. Because there's a lot of questions and you have to do a lot of things.
It was the longer of the tests.
The first time I took it, it took me like 45 minutes. And then I didn't even read all the questions because I got annoyed. And so I just guessed and it gave me a thing. I was like, sure, that's me. And then I took it again and it took me like 35 minutes to take it. But so you want to start with what you got?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. Let's do the short one and then go into the breakdown because we did take get the one with the information about us.
The short one?
Yeah. So like when we took it the first time, what did you get?
Oh, the first time we ever took it?
Yeah.
I got type 2.
Type 2, and you didn't have any wings.
Yeah, no. Type 2,
which is so weird.
No
I've
wings.
never seen, because for the Enneagram, you get assigned a number, which is your main personality, and your wing is how you fluctuate in terms of making decisions and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're like hardcore 2. Everything you do is 2, which makes sense because 2 is the helper. So even when you are frazzled, you are still trying to help other people.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas me, I got 3 wing 2, which is the achiever, with wing 2 is the helper. So when I am flustered in my life, I go to helping other people because it helps me find my center in my own life.
Right.
So, but normally I'm the achiever, meaning I try to get my own tasks done. And like, that's where I seek joy, is completing things.
Right.
So yeah, so you can go ahead and read your breakdown of what you got when we took it the second time.
Like percentage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously for type 2, I got a 98% match for that. And like she said, it's the giver. Type 3, I had a 94% match, which is also really high. The achiever.
You can just do the highest ones.
The highest ones. Okay, so those 2. And then my next highest is down here. Type 7, I had a 94%, which is the enthusiast. And then the next highest is like a 84 in type 6, which is the loyalist. And then the other ones kind of trail off in terms of percentage. But those are my top, top ones.
Didn't actually go exactly how I thought it would, but I was like, if I don't get a 3, I'm going to be mad. But I got my highest. Excuse me, I actually have 2 highest and they're equal, 98%. I have type 3, which is the achiever, and then type 8, which is the challenger. I haven't really done much research on that one. And then the next 2 highest are type 1, which is the perfectionist, and then type 7, I have 92%. Did I say the percentage for type 1? 97?
Yes.
And then type 7, I have 92%, which is the enthusiast, because type 2 is my next highest, but it's at 80%.
Right.
So I did not expect that.
So I want to quickly, just so that everybody can understand the different types, and if you guys end up wanting to take the test, that would be cool too. But I'm just gonna go, they have like very like one sentence descriptions of each one. So type 2, like we said, is the giver. 2s want to be liked and find ways that they can be helpful to others so that they can belong. Type 3 is the achiever. 3s want to be successful and admired by other people and are very conscious of their public image. Type 4 is known as the individualist. 4s want to be unique and to experience deep emotions. Type 5, the investigator. 5s seek understanding and knowledge and are more comfortable with data than other people. I had a 46%.
I got 72, but that should be one of my highest.
Type 6, the loyalists. 6 are preoccupied with security, seek safety, and like to be prepared for problems. Type 7 is the enthusiast. 7s want to have as much fun and adventure as possible and are easily bored. And the type 8, the challenger. 8s see themselves as strong and powerful, seek to stand up for what they believe in. Type 9 is the peacemaker. 9s like to keep a low profile and let the people around them set the agenda. And
that's
then
my lowest percentage, by the way. I have 48%.
For some reason, type 1 was at the bottom of the list. So
yeah, why is it?
Type 1 is the perfectionist. 1s place a lot of emphasis on following the rules and doing things correctly. I don't know why I didn't get a higher percentage for that, because I strive for perfection in everything, and I expect perfection from other people. Yeah. Not so healthy, but anyway.
This test, to me, is one of the most reliable ones, and it's free. You guys can take it at EnneagramInstitute.com. And then they have 2. You can do the classical one or whatever the secondary one is. I always do the first one. And I think it has more questions and it takes longer. But it's very in-depth. And for the most part, I agree with it. They also have, like, when you get wings, they rename that one for you. Like, you're still a 2, so you're still, like, your composite name would be the giver. For mine, I actually really liked mine, and it was very narcissistic, but the Enneagram type 3 wing 2 is called the enchanter. And, like, the main sentence of that one, the one that I knew, I was like, this is me. They were like, they're the life of the party. I was like, that's what I strive to do every single time.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that name, the Enchanter. Wow.
Also, that sounds like a little sociopath.
That's like mystical.
Like,
no, I think you were like a witch.
Ooh.
Like a magician. Like a magician.
But do you want me or you to read the breakdown of the helper, the giver?
I can go.
Because on this website, they call you the giver, and then they also call you the helper.
Yeah, I don't know.
But either way, you're the same.
So I have a little blurb here of my thingy. So it says your primary type is 2, which we already knew. So in a nutshell, I'm just gonna read this like short thing. 2 seek to love and help the people around them. They intuitively perceive when others need their support, and they offer it unconditionally. Skilled at seeing the good in people, 2s will praise others warmly, being always ready with a kind word and a listening ear. They have a knack. So they have a knack for making others feel like the most important person in the world. To the outside world, it seems the 2's caregiving is selfless. However, deep down, the 2 would like their efforts to be recognized and appreciated.
100%.
2s are capable of manipulating others to get the recognition they think they deserve, and they can quickly flip into anger if they feel undervalued.
Are you out here manipulating people?
They are well-meaning and driven to be close to others, but can easily succumb to feelings of rejection if there's no reciprocation of their tender care and affection. This
very, very
full
accurate
description is so accurate to who I am. I cannot find one thing other than like the whole manipulation
thing. Manipulation, no.
That I don't really agree with, but every other thing is me to a T. You don't need any other description of who I am as a person than this.
Correct.
Truly.
I agree. Especially with the always ready to offer a kind word. I feel like if anyone, even if you don't know them, I'm like, oh, so-and-so's not feeling good. You're like, well, is everything okay? How did they get here? What happened to make them be sad?
What
happened? What happened to make them get here? Do they need something? I'm like, you don't even know this person like that. You're like, but you're always just ready to help. Why am I stuttering? Who am I?
I don't know. Do I make you nervous?
A little bit, because I'm scared you're going to try and manipulate me. What's wrong with you?
Now that you know my deep, dark secret.
Now that I know the truth, I know what to look out for.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's very you. And you're just such a nice, like, I think your haircut is going to make people realize your personality more. Yeah, because when your hair was long, you looked very sassy and like bold. Now you look approachable and youthful.
But also bold.
No. Not well when you do your like whole makeup and stuff, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But now you look like your name is Polly.
Polly Pocket?
Like, hi, my name is Polly.
Like I'm Polly Pocket.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I love those toys.
Yeah, you look very nice and approachable now, which I know is
which
something you wanted.
Which more people will now, more strangers will talk to me now.
Yeah,
which I don't like.
You still manage to look, when you're angry, your whole face just shows it. And I'm like, no haircut can save you. You could be bald, you still gonna look angry.
I have natural resting bitch face though, so you know.
I thought I did, but people always come up to me and talk. I'm like, leave me alone.
Nobody, I'm telling you, nobody talks to me. Like strange, like, you know, no one
chase me down. I'm like, nope. What on my face?
They don't even look at me twice. They don't even look at me twice. I can't tell you how many times I've passed them and like I'll look down at my phone and they're like, fuck that girl. I'm not even gonna try.
No, people won't leave me alone.
Because you know how sometimes they'll be like, ma'am, I know you're looking at your phone, but no.
I know you're looking at your phone.
They never do that to me. So
all right.
let's see your description.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
So for Enneagram 3 Wing 2 personality trait, it says this Enneagram type are afraid of failing and being unworthy of love. They avoid this by setting and accomplishing goals in order to feel successful and worthy. Their basic desire is to be admired and accepted. They seek value through accomplishment, which may push them deeper into their work. They tend to adjust their persona to their audience in order to feel as though they are easily liked, which may lead to playing a character rather than being themselves. And then it closes with their overall strengths and like things that they value. It says, and value systems are dedication to achieving their goals, naturally self-confident and self-aware, ability to easily connect with others, caring deeply for the community, and being efficient in the workplace. And things that they should probably work on is their heavy focus on social image, they struggle to accept failure from others, being overly competitive and possessive, and tendency to be unintentionally manipulative. I think, yeah, most of that is very correct.
A lot of that is true. And I think like accepting failure from others is something too. Like you have a hard time like when somebody doesn't do something or like they don't do it.
Because again, it goes back to what we talked about with you is like, I can do it. Why can't you?
Yeah.
What is stopping you? And so then I get upset and I'm like, get out. I'll just do it myself. And then I end up making myself more stressed because I'm like,
you put all the work on yourself.
Correct.
Yeah. A lot of that was true though.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but people may not realize this just because I'm so smiley and happy. I do manipulate a lot of things. That's why. And it not in the sense that it's negative, like the way that you think of the word manipulate.
Like
but,
not like, oh shit,
yeah,
she's
but
a manipulator.
I'm definitely known for having sociopathic tendencies where I'm like, and it comes out when I'm upset and I'm like, oh, do they think that they can just tell me no? Okay. And then I talk to people who are around them, get those people to agree with me. And then sooner or later, that person will agree. I'm like, look at that. Isn't that crazy how it worked out? I'm like, listen to me. I'm going to get it. If it's what's best for everyone else, I will do everything in my power to make sure it happens. But if it's just me, like I'm the only person who thinks this way, I'm like, it's not even worth it. Just do what everybody else does. But I'm definitely manipulative. And and again, ENFJ, me, or ENT, when I was ENTJ, that's like their main thing is they
manipulate.
Yeah, they make people gaslighting. They make people think it's their fault, and they trick people. Which is I can do that, but I stopped doing it.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
But yeah, I think most of it is true. I don't know about the what did it say? Talking about me being like to the public. I don't remember.
Oh, your public image. Yeah, I don't think you really care as much about that.
I don't care about that. I mean, I care if people think that I'm nice.
I think in professional setting, you might care more about it because like you want people
I'm a first impressions person. Like if people have a bad impression of me, I will go back. I'll be like, hi, sorry for that one thing, and then I reintroduce me.
Yeah. I don't know. Public image, you don't overly care about like, oh, how do people like me?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But with that being said, there's the part here that is very true that I don't think people probably think about it, but no one tells me about it, is they fear being rejected or unworthy of love. It's not that I don't think that I'm worthy of love. I think that I tell people to keep it because I'm like, no one's ever gonna love me as much as I love them. And there's just no way. Mm-hmm. And I don't, maybe my family, probably my family, but I feel like it's equal. There's no way people could care about me the way that I care about them. Because in my body, like I said, when I meet people, they get all of my respect from the first meeting. I'm like, I'll do anything you want me to. I don't care. And then they lose it or it gets higher from there. But I'm like, I don't see that being a possibility, especially in relationships. I'm like, I don't want to invest in this because I'm like, you're not going to be as committed as I would be. Mm-hmm. So that's why I've just accepted that I'm going to find somebody who likes me more than I like them. And that's how I'm just going to keep it.
Then you're just going to
like, yep. Mm-hmm. That's how it goes.
And then you would never have that thing of like, I love you more. No, I love you more.
You're like,
no,
oh my God.
I love you more. No, you'll be like, wow, you do love me more.
You love me so much more. I need to work harder.
Holy shit.
I don't know. I think that's something I should probably come to terms with is I do fear being rejected. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, they can't reject me if I've already rejected myself from the rejection.
I have a whole fear. I have a fear of rejection too.
I think we all do. Because
everybody doesn't. Nobody wants
accepted.
To be fucking rejected. I mean, who would want that? Like, yes, please reject me. Leave me alone. Please give me rejection.
No, there are certain times when I want rejection. I'm like, please don't pick me. Please don't pick me.
Oh my God.
Like, please. They're like, you didn't get it. I'm like, oh no.
Oh fuck.
I get to stay home and do things that I like. What?
But yeah, I think all of these tests are really interesting, whether it be the Enneagram test, whether it be the Myers-Briggs, whether it be the color one I can't remember the name of, even astrology to a point.
Yeah.
It's all really interesting. I just think it's like, it's something that a lot of people hold so strongly. They're like, astrology, for example. If somebody finds out like, oh, in your case, oh, you're a Gemini, that means that you are this person. And I know that I don't like Gemini, so fuck you. I'm not going to be friends with you. Like some people take it, not that you would care about that, but I'm saying.
I don't. I'm like, cool.
Some people take things like this so to heart that they've like, oh, that's Bible. Like no way is it wrong. No way is it misleading me, whatever. I think something really important to remember about these tests, like while they are super interesting, take it with a grain of salt because who the fuck are these people making the tests?
Yeah, but also it's a corporation. They're trying to make money.
They're making their money. They're getting their coin. Let them do it. But like, I don't even know the name of the dude who made this test. It's not like
Why do you assume it's a man? Sexist?
The woman, the man, the individual, them that made this test.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like I did my research. Does he have a PhD? Does he know? Is he a personality tester? I don't know. So my opinion is, always take it with a grain of salt. Like, even if you agree with like the majority of what they're saying, like we tended to, it's like, yeah, but there's still parts that are wrong. You still have other parts of your personality potentially. So I don't know. Like, just because this thing says that I manipulate people, that doesn't mean that today I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm a manipulator. I'm the worst human. It's like, I know that I don't manipulate people. So, you know, I just want to make sure, like, keep that in mind too when you're taking these tests and looking at this stuff, because listen, it's just like people, like just because somebody has an opinion of you doesn't mean that it's correct. Yeah. So
that's why I'm such a big advocate for knowing yourself. Like reflection is very important to me. I think if you know who you are, it becomes hard for people to try and sway you and like with their words, or like if they're trying to be rude to you, or even if they're kind of trying to be kind to you. It's like sometimes people take that as like fuel to put their all into something. And I'm like, maybe that's not the correct thing for you. But for me, I think the reason I get along well with people is because I come to the table already knowing how people are. And I feel kind of bad sometimes because I psychoanalyze people because of stuff like this. But I think it's good to at least check it out because sometimes you have a weakness. Like I just talked about the fear of rejection. I've never in my life said that out loud. I've never even talked about it. Maybe I've said it to myself when I'm alone. But now it's like I have something to think about. And I'm like, maybe it will change my approach to certain things. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but also remember it can be eye-opening for.
Yeah, and it could be helpful for that self-reflection thing.
Yeah.
Like the fact that we went through it and we were able to pick out like, oh, that's not really me. Or, oh, that is really me.
But that's because
or
we've
whatever.
done prior self-reflection. So
Right,
this should
exactly.
not be where you begin.
Don't start here.
Yeah.
Because
This
if
is
you
not-
if you read this and you know absolutely nothing about yourself, you're gonna be like, oh my God, wow, that's me. And then it might not really be you, but you know, it's not like, how would you know anyway?
Yeah, and people could change. I told you, I used to be an ENTJ and now I'm an ENFJ, which is it's the shift between being someone who only thinks of themselves and success to someone who gets their success from helping people.
So your personality is also fluctuating and everything like that, your identity, whatever. I love talking about self-identity and all of that stuff, even in like career-wise. I really like it. In my research that I'm doing for my grad program, it has a lot to do with like personality, like self-identity, or I'd like it to be. So I don't know. Yeah. I really like these tests. I am curious if you guys feel like taking the test, go right ahead and leave a comment down below.
Yeah, let us know.
Of who you are.
Yeah.
Not like that, but what personality you got, if you want to give us a little blurb, or like if you agreed with it or disagreed with it or whatever. So just let us know in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you guys feel urged to.
Yeah.
I said that really super weird, but if you guys feel like subscribing, go ahead.
Yeah.
And
don't forget to follow us on Instagram.
Oh yeah, Instagram. I love our Instagram.
double.distraction.pod.
And check us out next week for our next episode.
Yes.
What are we talking about, Ceara?
We're going to be talking about our experiences with dating apps.
Ooh, that's going to be really fun because I just know.
Oh, I got some stories.
It's going to be so fun.
I don't even
because
think my family
those
knows.
fucking apps are a nightmare. I don't know.
Yeah.
So check back with us next week for that episode if you're interested. And we hope you guys had a good holiday, a good Thanksgiving with your families. Side note. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. We hope this was interesting for y'all, and can't wait to see what you guys got.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Peace out, peeps. Bye.